Remember, obey my commands at all time. Defend yourselves at all time. God bless. Touch them. Touch them.
Has all the makings of a very good contest indeed, this one. Final words of advice from Pat Barrett for Arthur, Tunde Ajayi for Yarde, and now Victor Loughlin indicates that the fight is underway, and it could be fascinating, Richie.
Yeah, indeed. This first round is going to be very interesting indeed. Will Lyndon Arthur establish that jab? How will Yarde get around it? How will he avoid it? So, yeah, I mean, if you look at the two boxers, Arthur's just a little bit taller, so he has a bit of height and reach advantage over Yarde. So look at the concentration in both of them.
Many experts would say that Lyndon Arthur has one of the best jabs right now in British boxing. And many an expert would also say that when it comes to punch power, very few have more than Anthony Yarde. Cagey opening. No real punches landed so far in this opening minute. Well, respectful, I think we can say, Richie.
Well, both boxers have got fast jabs, haven't they, and fast reflexes, so they don't want to make a mistake. So they're just having a look at each other, really. And there's an example there of that fast jab from Arthur. That was nice. It was a nice shot. And that's what you'll have to use. And when he's thrown it there from the waist, then it's hard to detect. But Anthony Yarde will have his own ideas on how he's got to get around that shot.
No real shots being landed so far by either man. Yarde feinting to throw, likewise Lyndon Arthur, but nothing really coming so far. Very quiet and cagey opening to this fight. Maybe this last minute of the opening round might be a little bit different. There's that jab of Arthur's, really is fast.
Yes, with Anthony Yarde just edging forward, just occasionally, then that's allowing Yarde just to land that shot, that fast shot. He's waiting for Yarde just to walk forward, walk into range, and then lightning speed with that jab. He's been a little bit more impressive with that punch in the first round at the moment, and Yarde is just feeling his way into it.
Good jab again from Arthur. You heard the shout of good work coming from Pat Barrett in his corner. Quiet opening, but maybe Arthur having the better of the early exchanges. Lovely jab there from Arthur, showing you exactly what he's capable of producing as Yarde tries to step in but can't land anything telling. Interesting opening round.
Keep it simple, okay? The jab.
Well, a fascinating opening round here at Church House. Lyndon Arthur being spoken to by Pat Barrett, his trainer, and showing that quality left-hand lead in that opening round, Richie.
Yeah, the pace of the contest at the opening round suited Arthur, didn't it? There were slow feet from Yarde, and he just got the better of it. It's wafer thin, but he just nicked the round for me, Arthur.
Yarde has not been able to find a way in as yet. He's not found a way past that lead, or maybe that at this stage he's not prepared to gamble. Fireworks surely will lie ahead. Was that fight against Sergey Kovalev a learning fight for Anthony Yarde? Is he a stronger man and a better man for that? Lyndon Arthur believes that Yarde was always on his viewfinder. Good jab again from Arthur.
Yeah, again, John, the pace is probably suiting Arthur a little bit better. I think Anthony Yarde will soon realise that he's got to up the pace a little bit here, probably go through the gears a little bit more, throw more shots. As he's coming forward with slow feet, he's got to move his head to avoid that jab. So with the slow pace, it's probably just suiting Arthur, but only just. and Yarde has got to throw more shots, I think.
Tunde Ajayi said in typically bombastic style that Anthony Yarde can finish this fight any time he chooses to. It will 100% be a knockout. Words like that in the boxing game come as inspiration.
Well, he's very confident in his boxer, isn't he? Because we know that Yarde has got knockout power in either hand, and he really believes that Yarde will catch Lyndon Arthur. But at the moment, it's quite difficult because Arthur's not committing, he's not coming forward, he's just staying on the outside, and he's actually waiting for Yarde to come into range, and so he can work with that jab.
Well, Yarde, I'm sure, will be hoping that Arthur chooses to plant his feet and maybe show that Yarde's not the only one with power, but I don't think he's going to be foolish enough to do that. Arthur doubling up nicely with that left lead again. Gex Spellman, mutual opponent, said that he believed that Arthur had the style to box his way to a 12-round points win. And Yarde, in these first 2 rounds, has got problems. He missed by a sizable distance with that left-hand swing.
Yeah, I think what Yarde's got to do also, John, he's probably got to throw more jabs here. He's coming forward now, a bit better from him, but he's got to work more with his own lead hand to measure the distance and gap, if anything. Keeps walking into range, and he's getting too close, and that's allowing Arthur to score with the jab. But again, this is a close round.
Close round, early stages it was the Arthur jab, and Yarde just getting a bit closer in the last few seconds.
Good one.
Welcome back. Anthony Yarde told by Tunde Ajayi he is so scared. Well, he might be scared, but has he won 2 rounds, Richie?
He might have lost 2 rounds there. I think Arthur might have just nicked the second round as well. It was a little bit closer, not a lot in either of the rounds, but if I had to go either way, I'd say Arthur just is enough to win it.
Fascinating first 2 rounds. Maybe to some extent the phony war, but if Arthur can keep it as we've seen in the first 2 rounds, that would suit him just fine. Yarde will surely start to commit himself more and try and show his power, try and show his strength, and try and make Lyndon Arthur trade.
I think that's what Yarde has got to do, John. Arthur is quite content just to stay on the outside and pick his opponent off with the jab. Yarde's trying to close the gap, but he's got to throw more shots, I think, and try and force Arthur into throwing punches with him and trading. That's what he's got to do.
Again, a quiet start to this 3rd round. Close round, that last one. Anthony Yarde did better in the last 30 seconds or so, but the cleaner shots in the early part of the round have been, again, the jab of Lyndon Arthur. Yarde almost getting into range with that left hand, but blocked by Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur's got to watch out for the right hand over the top that Yarde's looking for here. He keeps just nipping the odd shot to downstairs. That's taking the attention away from that right hand that will follow. So Arthur has got to keep maintaining that gap at all costs. That's what he's got to do. Just seeing the signs that Yarde is trying to get closer, looking for that right hand. He's also looking for the left hook up close.
But there again, 2 good left-hand leads from Arthur as he was under pressure on the back foot, and they found the target. 3 judges sitting at ringside will score this should it go the distance. Oh, that's lovely work from Arthur. He's not really thrown a right hand in anger so far, Lyndon Arthur. Left hand, those 2 jabs there just made Anthony Yarde blink a little.
Yeah, he's controlling the distance. That's what he's doing, Arthur, with that jab. It's the pace of the feet that's probably helping him. Yarde again, very slow coming forward, edging, trying to get closer, but that's just allowing Arthur just to nick that shot. As you say, he's hardly thrown the right-handers, Arthur, but he's controlling things with the jab and boxing at distance.
Well, if you're analysing this and looking for big moments for Anthony Yarde, they've not come yet. Another jab there, closing scoring shot of the round, and words exchanged. Arthur having a little bit of a word with Anthony Yarde as he went back to his corner, and it may be that he's won another.
I think he's nicked a round again there as Arthur. Not a lot in these rounds, but that jab of his, it's working.
Not yet, okay? Keep doing what you do, breaking down with that jab. It's beautiful, but listen, just stop throwing that lazy jab. Don't throw it, Missy, with the throw, because you're pushing it, and then you're allowing it to counter it. Listen to me, son. Be sharp with it, okay? Every time you throw it, he feels it. Listen to me, Lyndon. Every time you throw it, he feels it. He doesn't like it. Remember what I told you, that's here for.
Pat Barrett, who is a tremendous boxer in his own right. Went so close to a world title. Anthony Yarde's got some problems, and he's not yet solved them. All close rounds, those first three.
Yeah,
but an argument that Arthur's taken all three.
Yeah, very close rounds indeed. I just forgot his gum shield there. But yeah, they were close rounds. The second one especially. But just the jab is the difference up to now from Arthur. And it is a problem that Yarde has got to solve.
Oh, good shots. That's his first real positive scoring punch, that right hand.
Well, that's that right hand that we spoke about earlier on in the round previous. Just showed signs of it in the second round, but there, that was well-timed, lovely shot. Lyndon Arthur just a lapse in concentration. He got that low left hand as well, hasn't he? So it's inviting that right hand, but accurate, fast, with power as well from Yarde. Good shot.
You heard Pat Barrett between rounds telling Lyndon Arthur, don't be lazy with that left lead. Throw it with authority, throw it with power. Arthur just off balance as Yarde countered there. Is Yarde just starting to fancy it a little more? Starting to walk him down a wee bit and get into range.
Just up the tempo slightly, hasn't he? Anthony Yarde. And Pat Barrett knows that if the jab is slow from Lyndon Arthur, then it's going to allow Anthony Yarde then to come back maybe with that fast right-hand counter. So he's trying to keep his boxer well focused, keep that shot very quick.
Well, that right hand from Yarde was a terrific shot, but Arthur took it, and there hasn't been a lot else from Yarde so far in this round, but he has that power potential, we all know that. Jab, a good jab again, and footwork from Arthur. Yarde, a glancing blow with the right hand, but didn't land flush, and again his lead hands blocked there by Arthur.
So with Yarde up in the tempo, John, it's making Arthur throw more shots, and that's leaving him a little bit more vulnerable to counters from Yarde.
Yarde looking for the opportunity to throw that big right hand. He's landed it once in this round, but not been too much else, and now he's going walkabout as much as to invite Arthur in. Closing seconds of the round, and Yarde still needs to do more. Better round there for Anthony Yarde, and certainly landed the best punch of the round, but did he do enough to win it?
I think he did, John. I think that was his first round. Some better work from Anthony Yarde, more threatening. It was a well-timed shot, that was. That was a super punch towards the start. He upped the pace and the tempo in this round. And Arthur was a lot less effective. Yeah. That's his first round for me.
Well, that's how Richie's got it by a couple of rounds, and for the second time. Tunde Ajay not remembering to put the gum shield back into the mouth of Anthony Yarde, now replaced, and we can continue. The champion on Richie's card, Lyndon Arthur, the pride of Manchester, is ahead. Something of a cult hero in his community. Tough background. His brother murdered when he was just 10 years old. Had to come through all sorts of adversity in his life. And here fighting for pride and fighting to retain a title.
So there's those jabs, John, to the body. See the jabs from Yarde. He's got to watch out here, Arthur. Right hand may follow, you see. They're just decoy shots, just to pepper the body, and then he whips that right hand over the top.
Well, that's what he's looking for. That's the theory. Is he going to be able to produce? That's the one which they're hoping will bring the guard down to create the opening. Good jab. Yarde not imposing himself, though, and not dominating, as many, I'm sure, thought he would.
Pace has just dropped again. That's suiting Arthur. You can see the attacks coming. He reads the contest better when it's a slower pace. Definitely, Arthur. Yarde again has got to go through the gears, throw more shots, make Arthur work a little bit more.
It's good work from Arthur. And again, doubling up on the jab. And Yarde is not doing a great deal. Threatening to do a lot, but not producing. And the rounds and the time ticking away. Anthony Yarde reaching the stage where he needs something big, something positive. Well, this has been a quiet round from Anthony Yarde. Not too much to shout about as he goes back to his corner. Looked like another Lyndon Arthur round, that one, Richie.
Yeah, again, I thought
when you move into that way,
Yarde didn't do a lot, did he? Didn't do a lot in this round. Good right hand there at the start of the round, but generally Arthur again just controlled things with the jab. He controlled the pace.
It's not danger time yet for Anthony Yarde, but he's significantly behind on points. A little bit of reddening around his nose as well from that left-hand lead of the taller man, Lyndon Arthur, which has been the dominant punch of the fight so far. Pat Barrett was telling Lyndon Arthur, just because he's static in front of you, don't allow yourself to get dragged into that sort of fight. Keep the mobility, keep the range.
Well, he knows he's boxer inside out, but I think he's controlling things very... He's controlling the pace for me with that jab and the distance. Look at that for a shot there. Anthony Yarde is just struggling again to get around that punch.
Penny for the thoughts of Dex Spellman and his manager Carl Greaves, who both thought that the champion was well capable, Lyndon Arthur, of doing this. And we're nearing the halfway stage of the fight. Yarde not having a deal of success with his own jab, is he?
Both keep circling around to the left. So Both are open to that right hand. Both have low lead hands as well. But Arthur's just controlling the distance a little bit better. But again, both reluctant to throw the right hand. Trying to force their opponent into making a mistake. Falling short with the jab, maybe.
In a little bit of a chess match. Those who like brutal toe-to-toe conflict, well, it's been anything but so far. Yarde with that power potential, but he's not been able to. There's the right hand. That's the one he's looking for.
Yeah, just a quick injection of pace there in the feet. And whips that right hand over. That's the danger shot for Anthony Yarde.
Quiet round. On Richie's card, Lyndon Arthur with a significant lead at this point. And Yarde can't allow too many more rounds to slip away. Is he finding the target with those left leads, Yarde, in the closing seconds of that round? He certainly injected just a wee bit of pace there.
A little bit better from Yarde in that round.
That's it, have fun, let your hands go. Yeah?
Hands quite down, yeah?
Just shoot that right hand. The right hand's there. Stay calm, stay relaxed, stay focused. You got mentally.
I know. Lion's gonna come.
Lion.
Drop on.
Yeah.
Stay sharp then. Relax.
Got you. I'm sure.
Trying to get him to relax, Richie.
Yeah, that was a bit better shot from there from Yarde. Good right hand. Just gets into range and scored well.
Did you give Yarde that round?
Yeah, I thought he just nicked it. John did the better work towards the end of the round. Again, all the rounds are close, but I'd go for Yarde on that one.
Lyndon Arthur, the Manchester champion, the taller man, ahead on Richie's card at the halfway stage.
What we've seen from Yarde in that last round, John, especially in the last minute, he just upped the tempo slightly, so he had more success. So hopefully for him, that's what he's got to do a little bit more of. For Arthur, it's controlling the distance, slowing the pace down, seeing the attacks come.
There is the argument that learning from the Kovalev fight, when he so significantly and obviously gassed after giving everything in the 8th round, that maybe Anthony Yarde is just a little bit more mindful of conserving energy.
It's a good point, yeah.
Arthur not throwing his right hand. It just makes you wonder whether or not he's got a little bit of a problem there. It's not been picked up by the Yarde corner if he has, but if you actually look back and analyse the fight, has there been one big right hand landed by the champion? I don't believe so.
No, I mean, he's controlled things very well with the jab, but he's hardly thrown a right hand, Lyndon Arthur.
It's better from Yarde, doubling up on his own jab. Needs more of that. There's the old catchphrase in the corner, lions in the camp, as much as to say, don't worry, I'm still in charge, I know what I'm doing.
I think Anthony Yarde is just sensing that he's got to up the pace a little bit here. Yarde just Arthur threw the right hand there, but it misses the target. Not a lot of intent with that shot either.
No, and if the right hand is damaged, you know, throw the right hand by all means, but by missing, it looks as though you're trying to deliver, but he's not doing any damage. Well, it's a theory. Is it right, I wonder? There'll come a time when Yarde is going to have to gamble, and then we really will find out whether or not Lyndon Arthur is taking this fight one-handed. Had a chance to counter with the right hand there and didn't throw it. Let's have a listen in this corner and see if there's any indication.
When it's that coming on,
Can't land my right hand.
eh? What's that, man?
Can't land my right hand.
It's like you can't leave your right.
Can't land it.
You can't land it. No, but listen to me. Right? Watch what he's doing. When you stand, watch what he's doing. It's coming down. You are not using the speed and your hands. Yeah? Your movement brilliant, but just look what he does. Bait and watch what he does. Yeah? Take risk. Yeah? You're saying you can't land it, you're not trying to. Yeah? Yeah? If you throw at speed and you move out, yeah, you don't know what you can do. Okay? Right? Keep boxing like you're boxing. Yeah? What I'm going to say to you, it's going to come out. It's going to come to you behind.
Hey,
It said if behind is going to come. Okay. If behind is going to come up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's got to be careful now. Right? You get it?
He's certainly going to come. And on Richie's card, that's right. Lyndon Arthur still just ahead. But what did you get from that? What did you learn from that exchange, if anything, Richie?
Well, you heard he said, I can't land it. So he's obviously, there is a problem with his right hand. You heard him say it, I can't land it. It's not as if he can't land it because he's not trying to land it. He can't land it probably because there's an injury there.
Well, Yarde's going to try and come on strong now. Maybe behind on the judges' cards, but we're in the 8th round now, and Yarde, surely, the further this goes, the corner should be sensing that there is a problem there, and Anthony Yarde's fighting instinct surely should pick it up as well.
Yeah, he's got to sense that Arthur's just trying to keep the pace very slow, so he can control things with the jab. And Anthony Yarde, he's got to sense that and up the pace, do the opposite. Put him under a little bit of pressure, that's what Yarde's got to do. He's working very well with the jab. Can he keep Yarde at bay with it?
Yarde waiting and feinting. Clearly has huge respect for that left hand of Lyndon Arthur. It'd be pretty astonishing if we learn that that right hand did go early in the fight, and if we subsequently find out that Lyndon Arthur is winning this fight one-handed, that would be incredible. Trying to unleash the right hand there, Yarde, but short of the target. Yarde still not really committing himself, Richie.
No, he's not.
That's better.
Yeah, he's putting a little bit more pressure on Lyndon Arthur now. Arthur just struggling then just to keep him at bay with the jab.
Well, if he's trying to keep him at bay one-handed, that is a big ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yarde is starting to narrow the gap, and you can see he's starting to fancy it more.
I think because there's obviously less of a threat with the right hand from Arthur, then that's allowing Anthony Yarde to come forward.
Well, how bad is the damage, if indeed there is damage? Because if he's going to win this fight, you sense that surely he's going to have to throw the right hand. As Yarde piles on the pressure, which he will do. Well, it's another tight round, but Yarde doing a little bit more and might have done enough to take this one. Let's listen in that blue corner.
Fantastic. And I may be wrong, but it looks like he's hurt his hand. He ain't throwing no right hand, yeah? So throw them shots at him. He's got one hand. I can see it. Okay?
He can't land it. He can't throw the right hand.
You can't, yeah. And if he throws it, shoulder, can't. I got it. A championship. Brilliant.
Trying to walk through what you're doing. Understand me? Yeah? You need to give him something to think about. Yeah? Trust him, listen to yourself. Trust him, okay? There's nothing to go into, okay? You're not going to be reckless.
4 rounds left. And it is a close fight, and Yarde closing the gap, it would seem, after the halfway stage. So if he can't throw that right hand, what's Yarde's tactic? What should it be? Well, he landed one there.
Yeah, that was a cracking shot from Arthur. Just got a little bit too close. Arthur seized that opportunity. Great shot.
If he can't throw that right hand, and if he's incapacitated there, what's the best way Yarde actually exploits that?
He's just got to put more pressure on, John. Obviously, if Arthur's not going to throw the right hand, he's circling to the left, and there's no danger that the shot's going to come. So he can actually set up his own right hand. But basically, he's just got to put more pressure on. If you're boxing a man who's only got the jab, you've got to block that jab or slip that jab as you're going forward and put pressure on, double up the attacks, sustain the pressure. If your opponent's only got one hand, that's what you've got to do. You've got to force him into throwing punches and put more pressure on. It's going to be very difficult for Arthur to keep Anthony Yarde at bay with just the jab. But he's done a good job up to now.
I was just going to say, first 90 seconds of this round, he's landed some really good telling left-hand leads. A 6'2" Mancunian with that reach advantage. Can he keep Anthony Yarde away? Yarde's just got to do more.
I think the best thing that Lyndon Arthur has done in this round is landed that right hand, because all of a sudden Yarde isn't coming forward and taking the risks that we thought he might do. It's just made him think a little bit.
Well, he landed a goodie, didn't he? And he was told, you heard quite clearly, I think his hand's gone. Well, that right hand which Arthur landed might just have made him think again. Might make us think again as well. Is there going to be a stage where this is turned into a real dogfight? Is Anthony Yarde going to have to try and turn this into a brawl?
Well, I think that's what Yarde's got to do if it is going to be a dogfight. He's just content to use that jab, stay at distance. The pace is suiting him again.
He might have let another round slip away here. Lyndon Arthur did well there behind that jab, and he might have won that round, Richie.
Yeah, it's a close round. He could have gone either way that round.
Listen to yourself. You've got to trust in your ability. Listen to the pay attention to that. You've got to trust in yourself, okay? Listen, you're fucking champion. You're good at what you're doing, but you've got to believe in it. Yeah? He's wary of you. Yeah? But don't give him that chance. You felt it, man. You only felt it once. Yeah? Stop being clever. You're fainting. Don't start. I want you to finish the round. Okay? You're starting.
If there's any language coming out of the corners which offends you, apologies for that, but there's the right hand. What a good shot that was.
Yeah, that was the best shot of the round, actually, from Arthur early on in the round, and that just made Yarde just think a little bit for the whole of the round.
Did you score that round to Lyndon Arthur?
I thought he nicked it, John, yeah, again.
Well, you heard his coach say, trust in your ability. And Yarde has to turn this into a brawl. He's got to rely now and trust in sheer fighting ability and power. He's got to find a way in there and let those power punches go. He's got to find something like he threw in the 8th round against Sergei Kovalev. He needs to do similar now against Lyndon Arthur.
Yeah, he's got to go through the gears, not the tempo. You've been saying that for a few rounds now. I think it's finally getting home. He realises it as well on that front foot. Making Arthur punch, but he's throwing more shots now, Yarde.
It's been, you could say, a slightly mystifying performance from Anthony Yarde. He's not been able to turn the fight into one where his advantages, his physical advantages and his power shots have told. The dominant punch of the fight, as indeed last week with Joe Joyce, has been the left jab of Lyndon Arthur. Yarde trying to narrow the gap now.
He's got to go twice, I think, Yarde as well. He's got to double up the attacks and put a little bit more pressure on Lyndon Arthur. It's a better round for Yarde, though. He's coming forward, he's applying the pressure, but for me, he's got to go maybe a couple of phases here.
Not been damaged or seriously hurt at any stage. You feel, you sense Anthony Yarde. So has he got it in him just to walk through Lyndon Arthur? There have been question marks about Anthony Yarde's stamina. Well, he's going to have to fight now in these championship rounds. Right hand did come in from Arthur, and Yarde is having to really dig deep. Yarde's stamina is the one that's under question. We better round here, maybe, Richie.
Yeah, he's just upped the tempo a little bit, hasn't he, Anthony Yarde? Again, there's not a lot in it, though, because Arthur is matching him with that jab, but I think that the better punches are maybe coming from Anthony Yarde. And on that front foot, maybe just a little bit more impressive.
Yarde trying to force the pace, trying to look as though he's the aggressor. But tied up as he tries to put pressure on, and he punches himself as he goes back to his corner, as much as to say, yep, I won that round.
He's walking onto the overhand right. Every time he's walking onto the overhand right. Just let go. He backs up. Once his back is against the rope, just work, yeah? Good work. Stay focused. All he's doing is running. That's all he's doing, running the whole fight. Come on, let's work. Yeah?
Overhand right, you didn't say it before.
Listen to me. I want to see the jab banging in now. Yeah, bang it in. Listen, bang the jab in. Don't touch with it, bang it in. Okay? I didn't like it.
It's a close fight. You'll have your ideas at home. Maybe you disagree with the way Richie's seeing it, but Richie has it by 1 point to the champion, Lyndon Arthur, on the right-hand side with his back to you now, and it could all be decided by these last 2 rounds. In the Yarde corner, Yarde was being told all he's doing is running from you.
I think Anthony Yarde knows it's a close fight. The way he's boxing now, there's a little bit more urgency about his work. And every round has been fairly close. The odd quality shot here and there from both boxers, but there hasn't been a real dominant round by any of them, to be quite honest. And they're all close rounds.
Is it that Lyndon Arthur's going to have to let that right hand go again? Yarde still trying to engineer an opening for that big right hand. one went through thin air.
Yeah, not too far away there, Arthur, but sorry, Yarde. Arthur, very clever. See how he just literally ran back to the centre of the ring, holding the centre.
Yarde up on his toes, wanting Arthur to go looking for him. Well, I don't think Lyndon Arthur's going to do that. I'm sure Yarde would love him to be the counter-puncher, but Arthur is in no mood to do that, so consequently we have a bit of a standoff in this 11th round.
Arthur knows if he comes over that front foot too much, then Anthony Yarde's got a better chance to land that right hand. Yarde has been goading him in there, but he's not taken the bait. Lyndon Arthur staying on the outside, trying to keep his distance.
Whoever's winning this round could have a real big bearing on the outcome of the fight. It's an untidy round, a messy round, and neither man looking truly dominant. Right hand there from Arthur before the counter from Yarde. Yet another close round. It's going to go to the last round, and the last round might be the decider. We'll have a listen in.
And don't leave it. Let's go. Let's finish up strong. Okay? Front foot boxing. Work.
Take on that last round, okay?
Head.
Yeah.
Just keep working at
Head.
all the way.
my head.
36 minutes.
Yeah. Good.
3 all round.
In and out. 12th and final round. Come on, we got this.
Absolutely level on Richie's card. The two touch gloves. Both of them have been told that they're winning the fight, but both of them have been told, get out there and win this last round.
Well, that's how close it is, isn't it? That both corners have said you to go out and win the last round. So that just shows you they know it's a close fight. Trying to seal the win and taking that last round. It is a close fight, John. And if Lyndon Arthur has got an injury too, that right hand, he's done remarkably well to get to this stage.
Two of them trading blows there, and Arthur being dragged into a brawl in this last round. That's what Yarde needs.
And probably for the first time in the contest that he'd be dragged into that brawl. Oh, that was a cracking right hand from Lyndon Arthur.
Yarde trying to land those trademark short power punches. Knockout power from both flanks, but that right hand from Lyndon Arthur was a quality shot. Victor Loughlin actually hasn't had a busy night, has he, the referee? An air of desperation about Yarde's work. Great shot, great right hand. How did Arthur stay up from that one? He holds on. That was the best punch that Anthony Yarde's produced.
Yeah, big shot there from Anthony Yarde. First time in this contest, he's really got up close, hasn't he, to Lyndon Arthur in this final round. Arthur's jab can't keep Yarde at bay any longer, and Anthony Yarde has closed that gap down and found the quality shots on the inside.
But Arthur stays upright. One big shot from Yarde. How much damage has it done? And Arthur wanting to hold on maybe and buy a bit of time, but that's a nice right-hand counter from Arthur. All on the line here, Richie. Yarde knows it, and he's going for broke.
Yeah, he's dragged him in now, hasn't he, to a toe-to-toe battle. And we always said that maybe he would come off better if that was the situation, and he's getting through now to Lyndon Arthur.
Well, this is the dogfight that Anthony Yarde wanted, and now Lyndon Arthur is going to have to fight on instinct as well as on training and coaching. He's holding on, buying precious seconds, trying to get through to that final bell and leave it up to the judges. But this has been a good round for Yarde, and another solid right hand. Nod of appreciation from Lyndon Arthur, who's staying on his feet, trying to fire back in these closing seconds. And the two of them will remember this night. Anthony Yarde raises his arm aloft. He thinks he's done it. Lyndon Arthur does likewise. You will have your opinion. Anthony Yarde, for us, wins that last round on a knife edge. I guess you gave it Anthony Yarde, and in that case, by the narrowest of margins, you'd say he'd won it, Richie.
Yeah, it wasn't a very narrow margin indeed. I've just got Yarde 1 point ahead. A lot of the rounds are close though, John. They could have gone either way. I think for the first time in the contest, then Anthony Yarde manages to drag Lyndon Arthur into a toe-to-toe battle, short and mid-range, and it was Arthur, you have to say, that landed, it was Yarde, you have to say, that landed the better shots, the quality punches.
I thought he was going to go there, Richie.
Yeah, I mean, Arthur's always in it, and Arthur did come back himself towards the end of the round, but the better shots came from Anthony Yarde. That was a lovely right hand there. He did well to get through it, Lyndon Arthur, and if he has hurt his hand, he's done tremendously well to get through that contest, John, because he hardly threw it in the first, 6 or 7 rounds.
Well, Yarde's smiling happily as though he thinks he's done enough to win it. It's congratulatory atmosphere in that corner, isn't it? Lyndon Arthur had the better of the first half of the fight, definitely. And they'll certainly be remembering that one, the pair of them, as the scorecards are tallied, and anxious moments for both fighters, waiting to have news of the scorecard being ready to announce. We're still waiting. This must be so tough for fighters in this situation, this agonizing wait, Richie.
Yeah, and I think it shows that it's a close fight, doesn't it? It really is. Good last round for Anthony Yarde, really dragged Lyndon Arthur into it and landed better shots for most of the contest, or should I say most of the first half of the contest. Arthur controlled the pace very well with the jab, excellent shot, but as the contest went on, Yarde gradually got closer to him and turned the screw towards the end of the contest.
Right, let's find out who's won. Here's Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and we have a split decision. Judge Ian John Lewis scores it 117 to 111 in favor of Anthony Yarde. Judge Michael Alexander scores it 115 to 114 in favor of Lyndon Arthur. And Judge Marcus McDonnell scores it 115 to 114 for your winner, and now both the Commonwealth and WBO Intercontinental Light Heavyweight Champion, Lyndon King Arthur.
Lyndon Arthur gets it, and look at the celebrations in that corner. Anthony Yarde can't believe it. There's a look of bemusement on his face, but Lyndon Arthur working behind that